Just want to congratulate everybody that chipped in on the beautiful new monument we have on Memorial Boulevard. Just goes to show that you can do really great things without having to turn to the taxpayers. You can request that they donate. We could do that with the piazza over here. We could actually have people donate bricks. They could put their names on it. Just an idea. But anyway, I'm not here to speak about that. I'm speaking about some problems that we have here in Bristol related to the development strategy. So there's been some rumors about whether or not Renaissance Downtown is going to continue to be working with the city of Bristol, and I see that as irrelevant. As looking at the plan of conservation development, it is definitely reflective of new urbanism strategies. And the root problems with the Depot Square project stem much deeper than the developers' financing woes. The strategy identified as new urbanism in the developer's downtown concept plan submission is not so much a recipe for development growth, but rather is a way to limit and control and confine it into urban areas, as quoted into the document. The concept of new urbanism, which is rooted in the creation of vibrant, livable, mixed-use communities that provide walkability within a traditional neighborhood setting, has been around since the 1980s. That's the 80s, not the 60s. So there's rumors going around Bristol that we're turning Bristol back to the 60s with this plan, pre-60s development. It's not entirely true. People are only illustrating a small part of the development strategy. As a matter of fact, new urbanism always requires mixed-use income and mixed income housing to provide residential opportunities to the entire population, which is contrary to the misconception that there will be no new low income in the downtown. That's a fallacy. You cannot build transit-oriented development without including low income, nor can you do it without public subsidies. So I think that we got off on the wrong foot. I think the public was misled, and the consent that we have for this project has been based on false premises. Unless, I was hoping the 2,500 Bristol risers that still support the project were going to be standing behind me to prove me wrong, but well, what could prove me wrong is actually, we could put it on the ballot, and there's plenty of time to do it. We could have the commission actually draft a project referendum, and we could do that in time for November. We could pretend the citizens are as important as the developer, and we can have special meetings if we need to. But there's not a necessity for that, because I'm requesting it far in advance, and it would prove whether or not the residents of Bristol actually support an expansion of affordable housing in the downtown. But we don't have to do that. I guess we can just pretend. Bristol's 2020 graph assumes a triple bottom line development according to this document, and it talks about car-crazed lifestyles. I'm not sure that the residents of Bristol actually support a plan that actually is involved with that. I have a document from the Regional Plan Association about mixed-use housing, and they did they brought with them to the public housing debate. It was a national debate, a school working paper, which indicated that they found that practitioners in development and finance perceive new urbanist projects to be riskier than typical real estate projects thanks to their mixed-use nature, and considered inherently more difficult to do well. The Congress for New Urbanism commissioned Gorko and Rabinsky to assess whether new urbanist projects, specifically mixed-use projects, are inherently more risky or costly. Based on a survey of 23 industry practitioners, Wharton concludes the answer is yes on both counts, risk and cost, with higher risk having far more impact on financing. And they also concluded the longer the project stalled, the more risk is involved. So I ask you, if you want to grow Bristol, will you unleash the free market, take from the POCD everything that has to do with limiting development along the transportation corridor that we already have, along Route 6, the commercial corridor, where people are interested in spending money without taxpayer money, instead of trying to coerce people to build where the free market has already rejected it at the expense of taxpayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean.
Sean?
Henry, should I get my notes?
Maybe.
Sean, you said something to the effect of triple plan development?
Triple bottom line.
Bottom line, what is that?
I do have that here. Triple bottom line. Well, triple bottom line basically has to do with sustainability. It has to do with whether or not the project is economically, environmentally, and socially sustainable. My contesting this actual development is that it's not economically sustainable because the money that you're putting into it is going to exceed what you're going to get for financial benefit out of it. So we could take public taxpayer money and we could invest it in something that's actually going to give a return to the taxpayer, not just the investor.
Thank you.
Thank you.